We certainly want to see banks succeed in this new world order.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And we see Ripple behind every new world order agenda. We know that the Fed has been putting money behind the climate agenda, ESG. Now we see Tesla, Elon Musk, he gets pulled out of the S&P 500 index. And we know China has been funding Tesla. Larry Fink of BlackRock has been lobbying for the climate change agenda. Why? Because we know BlackRock is the fourth hand of the Fed. But these carbon credits are going to be worth so much money. And these big corporations know that. Because you're going to have these big oil companies that's going to automatically buy it from them. But I'm going to do a Patreon video on carbon. If you have my book, you understand. But also, we have Tim Draper says he's a bull on Bitcoin. It's going to be giving you freedom. And we know this is nothing but the Hegelian dialectic. Bitcoin will never give you freedom. We know that the central banks took over Bitcoin a long time ago. And we know there's more to the story to El Salvador. I've done a video on it. But we know the NWO causes the problem. Wait for the reaction and run in with the solution. And the solution is these cryptocurrencies, the programmable money. So we know that 1% of cryptos are going to rise. And the robots, algorithms, and drones are going to pay each other. Remember, crypto means hidden message, hidden meaning. Because these cryptos are for the machines. And remember, the crypto teacher told you because he knows. When it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Tim, good to see you again. So what do you think? Are we heading into a recession?
Well, first, thanks for having me on the show again, John. I think what's happening, it seems very similar to the dot-com, dot bomb, the bubble bursting, where for about 6 months, the stock market fell about one day it'd be 5% down, then up 2%, 5% down, up 2%. And it just slid for a long time. And it happened because a similar situation, but it wasn't inflation. This time its inflation is a little more like 73, 74, where inflation was so high that the Fed had to raise interest rates to get to a certain point, and where they could control the inflation. And I'm still a bull on Bitcoin because it's a great hedge against inflation. And as the speculators leave, eventually it will diverge from the tech stocks.
Well, how can you say it's a great...
I do believe tech stocks will continue down as long as the interest rates have to keep going up.
Tim, how can you say it's a great hedge against inflation when it's down from the 60s to 29,000 in this inflationary environment? Almost anything else except growth stocks seems like a better hedge against inflation so far.
It's a long-term hedge against inflation. Bitcoin's sort of a hedge against bad governance, too much regulation. Basically what it is it represents, to me, it represents freedom and trust, in that I am free to move Bitcoin around the world, and I have the trust of hundreds of thousands of miners out there all watching over the blockchain. Where governments are printing more money, and there will be a moment there where I can buy my food, my clothing, and my shelter in Bitcoin, and then there will be no need for a fiat currency, no desire for a currency that's controlled by a government or banks. So it's going to
Tim,
be an
that is
interesting
certainly,
time.
that's the promise. What you're laying out is the promise of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin in particular, an inflation hedge, these libertarian ideals. But it's been 13 years. Even the experiment in El Salvador hasn't worked out the way that bulls thought it would. Used for a very
I
small
just
number
met with those
of
guys in El
transactions.
Salvador. I just met with the high-ranking officials in El Salvador.
Then why
and
has
when they
usage
described the
plunged?
things that were going on in El Salvador, it was extraordinary, and I was jealous. I was an American, and I was jealous of another country. El Salvador is getting all this innovation. All these people are trying out new ways of using Bitcoin, cryptocurrency.
Tim, what do you mean all these people are trying it out? Where do you see that? Because the numbers that I'm looking at, its usage has actually plunged, even though the government has sort of made this full court effort to promote it.
Well, that's not true. The usage,
what numbers are you looking
at? Well, they're government numbers. I don't know. I've been looking at numbers. Usage is exploding. The innovators are all going there because our government is over-regulating, and so we're losing innovation because we've got too much regulation. And this system, we're in a country here where two major stadiums are being promoted by cryptocurrency companies,
Yeah.
FTX and Crypto.com, and neither of them can operate in the U.S. So we lost two major, huge opportunities there by over-regulating. I
Then,
think we've
Tim,
got a
why do you
real
think-
problem there.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.